Hello, TTI family. Today we're tagging along with Niko as he turns a plain patch of land into a slick duplex. And trust me, this dirt is about to have a serious glow-up. Before anything fancy goes up, the crew has to understand the site. It's not just dig and hope for the best. Nope, this is where engineering meets shovels. Excavation kicks things off, carving out trenches that map the exact footprint of the future home. These aren't random ditches. They're carefully sized based on soil conditions, load distribution, and how deep winter might try to mess things up. Basically, they're making sure the house won't wake up one day and decide to lean like it's tired. Next comes the backbone of the foundation: steel rebar. Concrete is strong, sure, but it's not great when things start pulling or stretching. Rebar steps in like a gym buddy, giving it that extra strength where it matters. Once everything is in place, concrete is poured, and a fancy little chemical reaction called hydration begins. Translation: the liquid turns into rock and starts doing its job. With the footings set, the team builds foundation walls using concrete blocks. These are like giant Lego bricks, but way heavier and much less fun to step on. They stack up quickly, giving both speed and strength to the structure. To keep things even drier, the outer foundation walls get coated with a waterproof membrane. This flexible layer seals out moisture and can handle tiny cracks without giving up. Alongside it, drainage pipes are installed to quietly escort groundwater away from the structure, kind of like bouncers for unwanted water. At the same time, all the hidden essentials, water lines, drainage, and electrical conduits, are tucked underground. Not glamorous, but absolutely critical unless you enjoy living without running water, which you probably don't. Now it's time for the slab. First, a layer of crushed stone is spread across the base. This isn't just filler. It actually blocks moisture from creeping up into the house. Think of it as the building's way of saying, "Nope, water, you stay down there." Then comes a big milestone: pouring the slab. This step needs precision, so everything settles evenly and stays strong. Now we go vertical. The framing begins with sill plates. Treated wood anchored directly to the concrete. Since this part is closest to moisture, it gets special treatment to prevent rot. A sealing layer is added in between, just to be extra safe. From there, walls are assembled flat on the slab and then lifted into place. It's faster, safer, and honestly, pretty satisfying to watch. To wrap it up, the structure gets covered with sheathing panels. giving it rigidity and preparing it for the next stages. Now, things are getting exciting now, because the house is finally starting to look like, well, a house, and not just a very ambitious pile of sticks. As the walls get fully covered, the structure goes from open skeleton to, hey, I can actually imagine living here. Naturally, the crew doesn't stop to admire it for too long. There's a roof to build. Ceiling joists and roof trusses come in next, shaping both the inside ceiling and the outer roof. Those triangular trusses? They're basically the overachievers of construction. Strong, efficient, and doing more work than they get credit for. Every joint, whether nailed, plated, or reinforced, works like a tiny meeting point where forces come together and agree not to cause problems. Meanwhile, the exterior sheathing wraps things up tightly, giving the structure strength and preparing it for the next layers. At this point, the building is officially closed in, meaning wind and weather are no longer invited guests. Now the focus shifts indoors, where things get a bit more technical. But don't worry, I'll keep it human. The HVAC system moves in, starting with the air handling unit, usually placed in a central spot so air can travel efficiently throughout the house. Then comes the maze of ducts, carefully routed through the framing like a giant game of Tetris. These ducts are wrapped in reflective insulation, helping keep the air at the right temperature, instead of letting it wander off and do its own thing. With structure handled, it's time to think about comfort and protection. A weather-resistant wrap is applied over the exterior walls. This layer acts like a raincoat. It keeps water out, but still lets the building breathe. Pretty smart for something that looks like fancy plastic. Next up, windows. Each one is carefully placed, leveled, and secured. But the real magic is in the ceiling. Layers of flashing, sealants, and protective elements ensure water stays outside where it belongs. Because nothing ruins a new house faster than surprise indoor rain. Up top, the roof gets its own waterproofing treatment. Materials are installed in overlapping layers from bottom to top, kind of like shingles doing a coordinated dance. Extra care is taken around tricky spots like corners and edges, where leaks love to sneak in. Back inside, electricians and HVAC pros finish their rough work. Wires are neatly secured, ducts are adjusted, and everything is organized so future homeowners won't hear mysterious rattles at 2 a.m. Hopefully. Outside, the project starts blending into the real world. Driveways and access areas are paved, turning dusty ground into something you can actually park on without losing a shoe. Then comes brickwork, laid carefully from the ground up, each piece aligned with satisfying precision. At this stage, the house isn't just standing, it's coming together with purpose, detail, and a whole lot of craftsmanship. And honestly, it's looking pretty sharp already. Now we've officially reached the stage where the house stops looking like a construction site and starts looking like somewhere you'd argue over TV remotes. With the structure complete, the focus shifts indoors, and first up is insulation. Fiberglass bats are fitted snugly between the wall studs. And while it might look like someone just stuffing fluffy material into gaps, there's real precision involved. The insulation has to fill every cavity perfectly without being squished. Too loose? Heat sneaks through. Too tight? Also bad. Basically, it's the Goldilocks zone of construction. Not too much, not too little. Once that's done, drywall moves in. And this is where things start looking legit. Big gypsum boards are lifted into place and screwed onto the framing with consistent spacing so nothing shifts later. Suddenly, instead of seeing studs and wires, you're looking at actual walls. Progress! But wait, those seams between panels? Yeah, they don't just magically disappear. The crew tapes and coats them with joint compound, layer by layer, smoothing everything out until the surface looks continuous. It's a bit like editing out plot holes in a movie. Done right, you don't even notice it. Now here's where things get sneaky: the budget. Early on, it's all big-ticket items: foundation, framing, roofing. But at this stage, it's 1,000 small decisions quietly adding up. Paint, fixtures, finishes. Each one seems harmless until your wallet starts side-eyeing you. That's why smart sequencing becomes crucial. The team handles exterior grading, concrete work, and masonry in a logical order to avoid wrecking finished areas later. For example, they level the land with heavy equipment before installing delicate finishes. Because nothing says bad day like accidentally driving over your freshly finished brickwork. Another clever move here is versatility. Instead of bringing in a different crew for every tiny task, the same team handles multiple jobs. Framing one day, drywall the next, maybe even painting after that. It's like construction multitasking, and it keeps costs and scheduling headaches under control. There's also a bit of patience involved when it comes to design choices. Instead of rushing into fancy finishes too early, decisions are delayed until the structure is fully enclosed and protected. It's the construction version of measure twice, cut once, but for money. On the outside, durable, low-maintenance materials are chosen, not just for looks, but for long-term savings. Spending a bit more now can mean fewer repairs later, which is always a win. Niko isn't just building a house, he's thinking years ahead. As the exterior wraps up, the project shifts into blending the house with its surroundings. Outside, the concrete work wraps up first. The mix is poured, spread, and leveled using screeds. Then smoothed out, like someone icing a very serious, very heavy cake. Timing and technique matter here. Too fast or too rough, and you end up with a surface that looks like it lost a fight. The ground around the structure is reshaped and leveled using compact machines, making everything look intentional instead of, "We just dropped a house here, good luck." Forms are set to create clean edges and gentle slopes, helping rainwater flow away instead of pooling where it shouldn't. At this point, the house isn't just standing, it's settling into its environment, looking polished, practical, and very close to being called home. Inside, things get a lot more home-like. Cabinets are installed, especially in the kitchen, where precision matters. Base units are aligned, leveled, and anchored securely to the walls, so they don't wobble every time someone reaches for a snack. Countertops follow, handled carefully to avoid cracks, because nobody wants a countertop that looks like it survived an earthquake. Next comes sealing everything up. Where the countertop meets the wall or backsplash, a clean line of silicone sealant is applied to keep water out. The sink is fitted into place with the same attention, ensuring no sneaky leaks develop later. At the same time, the crew shifts into landscaping mode. Fresh topsoil is added or redistributed to bring life back to ground that's been stomped, rolled over, and generally bullied by construction equipment. This layer is key for future plants, because even grass has standards. Once everything is graded and lightly compacted, sod is laid down in neat, staggered rows. Then comes immediate watering, because freshly laid grass is basically a newborn and needs constant attention. Drainage is still a big deal at this stage. The ground is shaped so water naturally flows away from the house, instead of hanging around like an unwanted guest. Hidden elements like channels or pipes help guide that water along its way. Outside again, the finishing touches continue with driveway and access work. Hot asphalt is laid down and quickly spread before it cools, then compacted with heavy rollers to create a smooth, durable surface. It's a fast-paced process. Blink, and it's already done. To wrap things up, fencing is installed to define the property. Posts are set deep into the ground for stability, ensuring everything stays straight and sturdy over time. No leaning fences here. What really stands out in this project is how well everything was planned and timed. Tasks were done in the right order, avoiding unnecessary damage or rework. The crew's ability to handle multiple roles kept things efficient and budget-friendly without sacrificing quality. Faucets are installed, pipes are connected, and just like that, running water is officially back on the menu. And just like that, what started as empty land has turned into a fully functional home, complete with structure, systems, landscaping, and access. Bathrooms get their turn too. Toilets are set in place over pre-installed connections, sealed tightly to prevent leaks and odors. Alignment here is more important than you'd think. Slightly off, and you're dealing with long-term issues no one wants to think about. The final look? Clean, balanced, and symmetrical. With matching entrances and evenly spaced windows, giving it a calm, organized vibe. From dirt to dream home in just a few months. Not bad at all.